Somehow I completely overlooked the fact that a new Pokemon Snap was on its way. I just happened to glance at the release schedule this morning for the Switch, and there it was. So, I figured now is about as good time as any to talk about the original N64 game and what it meant to me. It's a game that's been covered to death, so I don't really want to go into too much detail about the history and mechanics of the game. Instead, I want to concentrate on what it means to me personally. I grew up with the OG Gen 1 Pokemon games. As a matter of fact, they were huge among my little group of friends when I was a teenager. We would spend hours collecting every Pokemon we could find and arguing about which starter is best. It's Squirtle, by the way. And battle each other's teams constantly. But, let's be honest. Outside of some really pixelated artwork, the Pokemon and how they moved and interacted with their environments were pretty much limited to our imaginations. I was probably about 15 or 16 at the time, and I didn't watch many cartoons, so the anime was just kind of beyond me anyway. All I had was the original Game Boy games. Pokemon Snap came out not too long after the hype of the early Pokemon games. And to me, it was like looking at all my favorite imaginary creatures in a whole new way. A 3D way, specifically. I loved seeing all the Pidgeys and Butterfrees flutter around carelessly, watching Meowth run around and annoy everything in its vicinity, or Pikachu and the little mischief that it could get into. My two favorites at the time, Snorlax, mostly because he was big and beefy and he could shred my other friends' Gen 1 teams, and Lapras, make appearances on the very first stage. I remember how excited I was to see that. Anyway, without gushing too much, I'll just say Pokemon Snap is great. It's a game of secrets and discovery, and a game that lets you see and explore the Pokemon world in new and exciting ways. There are many things to discover, and many things that you can do to interact with your Pokemon, like throwing things at them, or playing the Pokeflute to make them dance, or whatever. There was nothing quite as fun and satisfying as figure out how to make certain Pokemon evolve or notice you or interact with you in some way. Anyway, I've always had fond memories of this game and always hoped for a sequel and never quite understood why Nintendo just sat on it. It's a brilliant idea. It would have been a fantastic addition to the Wii U or even 3DS library. So, back on topic. As soon as I saw that a new game was being released, I went and checked out the trailer. And it looks good. Though I do have to say, I feel like the graphics aren't exactly what they could be. This apple, for example, looks very polygonal. I couldn't help but notice everything it looks like it could have been done on the 3DS or maybe a last-gen system. Now, in its defense, it's a Pokemon game, and Pokemon games aren't really something I would ever judge for graphics. I mean, look at the games that started everything. They weren't exactly graphical powerhouses. And they weren't exactly good-looking even from the time they came out. But this game is on the Switch, and it's a game about photography, so you would expect the visuals to be a little bit more refined. Now, that said, this is not a final product, so you can't really judge how the final game's going to look based off of the trailer, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm glad they kept the on-rail system of the original, and it looks like they kept the feeling of discovery and trying new things and finding little secrets here and there. I do wonder what's up with the new professor's name, though. Mirror? Is that a tree I've never heard of? Why are they breaking that tradition? This honestly annoys me more than it probably should. Anyway, I have high hopes for this game, and I really hope Nintendo has put everything they can into making a quality product, and not just a quick cash grab. I mean, we've only been waiting for a sequel for, 20 years? I'm really hoping this works out for us. You can be expecting a review on this from me soon. Well, as soon as it comes out. So until then, thank you.